Nice to have you on the call. So, if you remember me, the last time we had call, I was on a call with Sasha, our team lead developer, and we agreed that next time we will bring on a call the developer who think is the best fit for your project.
Yeah.
So today with me is my teammate Narek.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and if you will decide to work with us, collaborate with us, you will work with Narek.
Okay. Nice. Hello. So let me talk to Narek, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Arthur, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
Okay. So Narek, where are you from?
I'm from Armenia.
Armenia. Nice to meet you. So,
Yep.
how many experience do you have for senior front engineering position?
Well, I'm working in this sphere for already 6 years.
Okay.
And that's it.
So already 6 years. So how much solid year? Already 6 year, but core experience. You have worked in complex situation, in complex project, and you struggled and you learned and you lead. How many experience is that exactly?
6 years because 6 years ago I was hired in a startup company. It was a outsource company, and it was messy, a lot of projects, heavy projects, and they were putting us on the projects for senior positions, So that's why it was hard for the first time. So that's why it's 6 years.
Okay, fine, fine.
But as a senior, when I started to pass interviews as a senior, it's already 3-4 years. I'm working as with clients directly as a senior.
Okay. So, what do you think that why you should be called a senior front-end engineer rather than mid-level? Because you have 6 years. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it depends how many years do you have in experience, because for example, I think you can be a senior after 2 years. It's all related, what you are working on, what projects you are working, how hard you are working. Also, you are doing some maybe practicing at home, out of office or wherever. That's why it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is correct. So let me talk to about your Next.js and React.js and other uh, expertise things. Can you tell me how much complexities you have faced for front end issues and how did you solve that? Can you give me some scenarios?
Yeah, sure. For front end, I want to tell you that I'm full stack developer, so I have experience in both in Node.js and React. So as a React developer, I had issues with we have very complex microservice frontend application, and it was my first time I was working on a microservice application, and that's why it was it wasn't hard. Just when you're first time in that kind of project, it for the first time it's hard to understand all that flow. Also the backend, I was working on backend as well. The API gateways, the services, everything.
Okay. But so you worked as a full stack software engineer, but uh, did you work on Magento related things for backend?
Yeah.
Okay. So how can we work in Magento and get the GraphQL and implementing in Next.js? Can you tell me about the flows?
Yeah. So GraphQL is a query language. So when you want to have a solid typed API or responses and request, use GraphQL. and like you put your schemas, mutations, and whatever you want to get the exact like columns properties. Like for example, you have some page, you need like exact properties to work on that page. So you can just give the schema, get the properties, or some mutations. You can add again the like properties you want to update via mutations. Also, like. I forgot what I wanted to say. So that's it about the GraphQL. I also I wanted to mention that in React, when you're using GraphQL, you can also use Upwork client because it provides a lot of tools like hooks, which you can use to easily communicate via the GraphQL to backend. That's it.
Okay, but I didn't get the point. How can you implement GraphQL in Next.js?
Well, as Next.js is a server side, you have a lot of server side components and logic. You can create your in a app directory. You can use your API folder and put GraphQL, integrate the GraphQL logic there. Also put your GraphQL schemas, again the mutations queries. Wherever, and then like if you have, so after that you have client-side components or server-side components, and from client-side components you can call your trigger, like your API path, and your API path will handle it with GraphQL.
Okay, but regarding tree.js or WebGL, how can you synchronize those? Like if I give you the correct specific question like that, how do you prevent 3js from rendering or recreating the scene on every React render? Did you get the point?
Yeah, like for that, you're telling the connection between 3js and GraphQL flow.
No, for React rendering.
Yeah, that's because it was weird. Okay, so you can use JSAP. It provides again hooks, and also, of course, you should write it clean to avoid memory leaks, to avoid the renders and whatever. But when you use GSAP, it's like automatically reverts wherever you are building with your 3GS. Yeah, that's it. So like using a GSAP gives us a lot of flexibility in React.
But I was talking about re-rendering and recreating any kind of scene for React.
Yeah, like you're using GSAP, right? For for handling 3GS methods and whatever. Because if you want to use GSAP, you should use, for example, use effect. You always should remember that you should care about re-rendering and about deleting all the variables which you used inside your use effect with return. So using GSAP helps a lot for that because it automatically reverts whatever you used inside that GSAP block.
Yeah, can we use useref here to store scene, camera, or renderer?
Yes, and for me that's best practice using refs. Because if you want to use refs, you should use already use states, and you may have a lot of renderings. And using ref gives helps us a lot because we already can assign to a ref, and the ref we can assign to a rect tag, and
But
handle it.
here there will be UI state, right? So which thing will be controlling that UI state? React or 3JS or GSAP? Which thing will be controlling the UI state here?
The state is handling React with the ref
Yeah,
because okay.
I got the point. Like,
Yeah.
you have experience in GLTF or GLB things, models for production or other things?
Not to be honest. I've read about it, but it was like for 3 4 years ago. So
Yeah. But what
yeah.
about you are getting that kind of issues or bugs or any kind of task? So if I give you that kind of task, how can you optimize GLTF or GLB models? You have no experience, but how can you do that if this is your first time?
If it's my first time, of course, I'll go through the internet. I'll get the documentation. I'll find what's the best practices, and I will try to follow up. Also, I'll ask to team members, whoever has experience with those and who can help me. So, because literally it's my first time working with this.
Yeah, correct. And in that situation, if you find any kind of memory leaks in 3JS,
Mhm.
so but we have to avoid that memory leaks. So how can we avoid memory leaks in 3JS?
We should always care about the component on mounting
Mm-hmm.
life cycle. So, and we should clear whatever isn't needed after that to not to have memory leaks. And we also can use to understand do we have memory leaks or not. We can use website browser dev tools, check the heap, check how it's increasing, and we understand do we have leaks and what we should do next.
Yeah, but suppose there is 3JS and GSAP, right? And where we have to
Mhm.
work in scroll trigger. So how can we synchronize those?
How we are like synchronizing those? We're creating use GSAP, calling use GSAP. Inside it, we are already using our 3GS methods, whatever we need. Or for example, right now we need the scrolling. So in this block in GSAP, we work with these 3JS properties. We do whatever animation, whatever we need. After, as I said, like GSAP handles the reverting automatically, but we can like again handle it manually. Also, there is also a return function in GSAP. Uh, that's how like we are working with GSAP at 3GS. Like we creating the GSAP blocks. We are handling using 3GS methods and properties inside it.
Is there any way to calling renderer.render?
What was the question?
Yeah, the thing is to synchronize that. Is there any way to call renderer.render inside the animation loop to synchronize?
Yeah, there is like the GSAP has like accepts properties. Like it's a callback, then it's a properties, and it has context. And inside that context, we have the like state of our current animation,
Mhm.
and we can access through context.
Okay, but regarding the GSAP animations, how can we make it performant?
Make it performant.
Yeah,
Like in which way, like performant?
like
So we don't have any performance issues, or
performant means it should be working fine in any kind of front end things. So it should be loading correctly, there should be no scroll issue, and the viewport should be fine according to the animation. Suppose you can see a mouse, right? So I can show you the mouse, so which is a 3D object. So if I want to show it in our front end side, it should be loading correctly, it should be showing correctly, it should be scrollable. So and it should be working fine for any kind of customers. How can we make it so much flexible and fine, or UX experienced better for any kind of customer? How will we do that to make it performant, as this is the
Uh,
animation for any kind of site? Yeah.
yeah, but it already depends on your coding skills, because you know the methods, yeah, you know what 3JS offers you, what GSAP does, and you just for any scenario you should follow the best practices uh, and write your code in the best way.
But do you think that GSAP is always fast?
No, it's not. Uh, for example, what's why you use 3JS and you not you don't use WebGL, right? So WebGL in WebGL, you should handle a lot manually. And 3JS wraps all the things, like it's a framework on top of WebGL. And there are shaders in GPU. So when you use WebGL, you handle these shaders manually. Depending on what effects you want, you may need to use your own custom shaders. Because if it will handle automatically, it may lead to a lot of performance issues. So it really depends what scenario do we have.
Okay, regarding the performance issues, as you're saying, suppose a page becomes very slow after adding 3D, then what will be the approach or solution from your side?
So my solution would be I look to the code to see, do we have some renderings to like if it's just a simple 3JS actions. So that means that my code isn't written good, because it won't cause any performance issues if I haven't used any 3JS properties yet. So I'll look to my renderings, I'll look to my React code, use refs, states, and wherever. After, if everything is nice, it means so my performance issues comes from 3GS. So I'll dive into this 3GS codes blocks. I'll see what effects are we using, and related to that, depending on what effects do we use, we may need to optimize the 3GS rendering parts. Also, of course, the GSAP parts, does it written perfectly, and like that. I'll go step by step, debugging the code.
Yeah, but what is the solution about upgrading the server? Can I do that?
Yeah, sure. Because when you are hosting your application to some server, let's say it's an AWS or wherever, you are using some server. So you may need to upgrade it to have much more GPU, CPU, RAM, whatever. Not GPU, sorry, because it's everything is rendered in client side, so it's client's GPU.
Okay, but
Mhm.
I don't agree with that upgrading the server can solve it.
Uh,
To make the page
uh,
faster when adding 3D, upgrading the server cannot solve it.
Uh,
rather
web
than
upgrading.
optimizing the models or textures, and also fixing the lazy load assets and rechecking the CWV metrics can help rather than upgrading the server. What is your
By
opinion there?
upgrading the server, I mean, like, if your application is too complex, like you have a lot of business logic in one service, you may need to use multiple services to distribute all that load to different services. That's what I meant by upgrading the server.
Okay. Yeah, I got your point, but let me ask you an interesting question. Like, did you get any kind of production bug in your lifetime, and what is the complex thing, and how did you fix that?
Yes, of
How
course,
did
all the time.
Yeah, so how did you
uh,
fix that under pressure?
okay. We are talking about the front end, right?
Yeah.
Uh, like if you're just seeing some UI bug, it's the most easiest. You just go and fix your CSS and whatever. But if it's like logic based some bug which you can understand why it's happening, you can always put your logs. You can put the debug, for example, keyword, and then after the deployment, you can see how it's working. Also, if you're using, let's say it's hosted in AWS, you have a CloudWatch, you also can see a lot of things there. But if you put it logs, you'll see in browser, and you can debug it already to see what variables like causes that bug. And yeah, like there are various of bugs, and various of bugs are debugged in different ways.
Okay. Got it. And was it a hotfix?
Hotfix, yeah.
It was hotfix, so it was merged directly in production rather than merging in staging or dev, right?
But related to what like flow you have, you may not be able to host to production because, for example, you are ordinary developer, you don't have an access to merge or push directly to main. You may need to push to development, staging, production. Your like change may be approved because you may not have the accesses to push directly to main to see what's it. But in like great organized applications, there always are staging and development environments. If you have the same bag in staging or development environment, you can. It would be better to like fix the bug there, then push to deployment.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Production. Sorry.
Yeah, I got the point. Uh, did
Hmm.
you have experience regarding 3D product configurator?
Uh, no, to be honest.
Okay. So if you get that kind of task, then how can you fix it or complete it? What will be your approach within the very shortest time?
Again, like in the same way, I can like look to the again the documentation, the internet. Also use I may use AI to maybe it would be like faster to understand things, the basics, and also the teams help. Why not?
No, that is pretty much fine. I got all of the things. Thanks very much. Pretty good.
Thank you too.
We can talk to Arthur now. Hey, Arthur, you there?
Hey, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so we can talk later then. I think we're at the end, I think. So I got all of the information from the developer. I asked some questions. So hopefully we can talk in our chat. Thanks very much, Narek. It was nice talking to you.
Great. Yeah. So if you have question or we need to have conversation about collaboration, yeah, please let's chat. We will be in touch.
I have another question. Can you send me some work samples where Narek worked so that I can see the
Yeah.
Narek's practical experience?
Yeah. Is it okay if I send it tomorrow because today is Sunday? On a Monday, I will send it.
No worries. It's all right.
Yeah?
Thanks. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, of course, we will send. So have a nice Sunday and we'll be in touch.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.